right, welcome to our segment with Joey Barrett from the Item. He is back with us, man. We're gonna recap what happened last week, and then we're gonna give you all a preview of this week. But first, we started off with a thriller Friday. St. Mary's and Kip Academy came down to the wire. Man, that was a heck of a way to start off football at Manning for the high school football at Manning. What was your outlook on that game?
Well, first of all, let me just say, during about the third quarter to fourth quarter, I was thinking to myself, whichever team loses is going to be okay. Mm-hmm. These are two programs who made the Super Bowl last year. Both lost a lot of players, but have a lot of star power back. And it was really, Ernie Panias was a big difference. Forgive me if I pronounce the name wrong, but I think I had him for 82 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. And then St. Mary's only has 2 possessions in the second half. Yeah. But it's kind of all they needed. Ernie took care of it.
Yeah. It was like the big players for each team. Mornell Castro, he had a good game himself. I mean, Chanel Gutierrez filling in at quarterback with those 2 rushing touchdowns. And Kip will look back at it. I think they just the time management down the stretch in that fourth quarter when they had the chance to take the lead, and then some of the play calling, they might look back at it like they could have done a few things differently. And I felt like there was no sense of urgency because the time was clicking, the time was going, and I felt like there was just no sense of urgency on that part during that stretch.
And when I talked to Coach Jim Rabbit of Kip after the game, I asked him, which players kind of stood out to you. It took him 1 second to say Chanel Gutierrez. And he had a strong game. And Rabbit also told me that they have to change their offense. It might not be as dynamic as last year with all those deep passes and tricks. So they're going to be just fine.
I agree with you on that. They'll be definitely just fine because it's week 1. Room for improvement. Second game of the evening was not. I tweeted out like we might be getting close to hitting rock bottom. The way English performed against Lawrence. It seemed like Lawrence was in the backfield the whole game. That defense was in the backfield the whole game. The Bulldogs could not get anything going offensively at all. Their defense held up for a while. Their defense was playing great for a while, but I was texting somebody. I'm just like, they're getting tired. Defense is getting tired, and then boom, the 90-yard touchdown happens, and that was it.
Do you think that this was an off night for English, or do you think if they played 10 times, that would happen?
I mean, from what I've seen, let's put it this way. English in the last 8 quarters have not scored a point. English in the last 8 quarters have not crossed the 50-yard line offensively. English in the last 8 quarters, I don't think they've had positive yards total in the game in the last 8 quarters. So
I will say this: I like the locker room presence. I like head coach Anthony LaFrada and what he brings. And they started 0-4 last year. So can you count out the Bulldogs?
I mean, it does not look good though. From what I've seen, from what I saw on Thanksgiving and from what I saw on Friday, it just does not look good. Nothing was working. Nothing. No big plays. The only positives I could take out of that game was their defense held up for a while, and their punter was giving them good field position. So those are the 2 positives I took from that game. But everything else, it just did not look good.
I will say, like we talked about last week, their offense is going to have more imagination moving forward, as Anthony told me, and maybe they just didn't get that chance with how aggressive that defensive line was of Lawrence.
Yeah.
Maybe once the offense gets its heels back.
Maybe, but that offensive line, I had really high hopes for them. So that offensive line, but
okay.
They got a chance Thursday to make up for that and get back on track. So we'll see what they do to the adjustments they make when they play Swampscott on Thursday. Then we come into Saturday. Man, we had 2 good games Saturday. First up, Central High and Lynn Classical. Even pregame festivities. They had pregame greetings at midfield. But man, that's what you could ask for a football game. It was just plays all being made all over the place.
Well, you and I greeted each other too during the hour and a half lightning delay too.
Right.
But we stuck it out, and good thing we did.
Yeah.
And a great job by everybody, by the way, at Manning.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought they definitely got the job done, and it was the right call to play. As for the game itself, Tyron got it done early, 2 touchdowns, and I believe a 5-minute stretch in the first quarter. And then Man, I love Brian Vaughn Jr. At quarterback.
Yeah.
I love his ability to step, hit that slant pass. I like him when he has to scramble. He had that one play where he really just, defensive lineman was coming after him, ducked right under him. And then you saw the heart in overtime when he got that touchdown, and he was pumped up, as was John Naskey. So Classical, your pick on Classical is looking pretty good.
Hey man, their playmakers stepped up. But what changed in this game? Because they looked like they was starting to blow it open when they went up 14-0. Then that kick return by Central really got them in the game, and that kind of settled them in. And then after that, they were playing at an evenly matchup for throughout until John Naskey gets that touchdown late to give the Rams the lead, and then these guys come right back to get that touchdown. But a shout out to Julius Patterson with the blocked field goal. He too, I think he's a sophomore. He stepped up for them. He had some big runs in that game. So I'm looking forward to see him. Now he's going to get more opportunities with the injury to Tyron. So he's going to get more opportunities. We're going to see what happens. Then the last game, Lynn Tech and Malden. Ooh, man, I know you said you had to leave, but Malden was in complete control of this game. And Tech broke off I think like a 60 or 70-yard run by Alberto Gerardo. Then they get a touchdown. Then Cesar Reyes, their next possession breaks off an 85-yard touchdown run. And then boom, you got a pick six. And that right there seals the game. And that was just like, it was such an emotional win for the Tigers that Coach Rabbit did the post-game interview. Coach Runner did the post-game interview. Usually he lets his players do the post-game interview because he wants them to have that shine. But it was such an emotional one that he joined his players in the post-game interview to talk about the game. That was, yeah. Woo.
By the way, in the city of Lynn, are there many more people that are fun to talk to than him?
It's Coach Runner, definitely. And man, yeah, I was just like, because when he did it, I was surprised. He joined him on the postgame, but yeah, he really was proud of his team and how they fought, and it's just dug deep.
They're going to be fun to watch. And Lynn Tech Athletics as a whole. You talk to Athletic Director Adolph Graychild. Tech's coming back. That's a quote from him. So you look at basketball, you look at volleyball, you look at football. Something's going on at Lynn Tech right now, and I like it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we got some more games this week. All right, starting off Thursday, we got Lynn English going to Swampscott. We got KIP hosting, I think it's Latin Academy they're hosting. Latin.
Boston Latin?
I think, yeah, Boston Latin. St. Mary's hosting Winthrop, and then Lynn Class School is traveling to Peabody. Just overall, what is some of the things you're looking for? You're looking to see from these teams in week 2?
The ultimate test for Lynn Classical. Peabody is a very good program, coached very well by Mark Betancourt. And we've talked about classical star power. Peabody is going to match that star power. They've got Eli Batista. They've got a great sophomore quarterback. His name's Luke. He's going to give Classical some problems, I think, but it won't be decided early. This is going to go down to the third or fourth quarter, and a big test for the Rams. Naskey and Vaughn. On the road too.
This early season. These are the kind of games that when you look in like the latter part of the season, you'd be like, oh, this is what this team is made of. Me, what I'm looking forward to see, well, not what I'm looking forward to see, what I'm hoping to see, I just want to see a better offensive performance. Remember last week I told you I need offensive consistency from Lynn English? That is what I'm going to be looking for again. I need them to put points. Because honestly, if they can put up 14 points, they could win a game, because I think their defense is good enough. If you put up 14 points, I think their defense could hold the team to maybe to 7 points. I think the defense could do enough to win. So I just need the offense to get it going, because if you go again another week without scoring, then we're going to be in complete rock bottom.
And Swampscott coach in his first year, Peter Bush, he's doing a tremendous job. But at the same time, it's week 2 with him at the helm. So will Swampscott be better in week 8? Probably.
Yeah.
So let's see what English can do.
Yeah, and also they're coming off a tie in which they played, I think the game was in Auburn, and they ended in a 15-15 tie, and they want to MIA wants them to finish the game out. It's ridiculous, but is that KIP Academy? I think they bounce back. I think I saw a lot of progress from them. I saw a lot of good things they did offensively and defensively over the weekend. Last week I saw a lot of good things, and then I think Lynn Tech I forget who they're playing, but you know, I think we might. I mean, I'm not too
Chelsea?
concerned. I think so. But I'm not too concerned about all the teams. I'm just concerned about one team, one program in the city right now. Every other program right now for this, I like their matchup, so that's my only concern. So, new articles out?
New articles are out. We've got a great team at the Item right now. Shout out to Anne-Marie, Mark, Joe. Yeah, new articles, itemlab.com, and the paper every morning except Sunday morning.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll see. We'll both be at the game tomorrow, and then we'll be at Manning, and make sure you check us out. Well, my man, thank you again. He'll be back next week. We might dive into soccer next week a little bit, maybe. But
Absolutely.
maybe. We'll see y'all later.